Hello, this is iPav. Today is May 21st, 2019. I'd like to talk about the Teemo Rework that Riot is working on there on PBE server. So on the left page, this is what Riot has changed so far on the PBE. And on the right page, this is what I think about the Teemo on each of the stuff that they have changed on. So first of all, Teemo's stats that they have changed a mana regen. The mana buff, base mana buff, and I think that's good. Riot has done really well with that. And the next one is the attack speed. Yeah, attack speed and then base damage decreasement, that one too. Base damage, honestly, if you have ever played a Teemo, you will always find yourself missing so many last hitting the minions, right? CS. And they're nerfing any more to it. It's gonna make Teemo hell to last hit the minions. It's so difficult. Attack speed per level decreasement, that's also gonna be making lasting the minions very difficult too. Especially wave clear wise, it's gonna become really hard because the only way that Teemo can clear the wave is by auto-attacking. Some people are saying, hey, use your mushroom, but mushroom is your ultimate though. How many champions actually use ultimate to clear the wave for it? Which costs a lot of mana. When your ultimate is down, then you're pretty much done. You can't even trade against most of the melee champions. So yeah, attack speed nerf and attack damage nerf really should not happen, I think. And then next, the passive toxic shot. They moved the E to the passive, and nothing really has been changed. It's just damage is gonna be about the same as you max the E spell. The passively it's gonna give about the same damage. And when the champion gets hit by the Q or target gets hit by the Q or ultimate R, blind dart or a trap, mushroom, then it does a 50% more damage. And I'm just gonna ask, is that necessary and is that really good? And in my opinion, no, it's not. It's gonna make it so obvious. So whenever a champion get hit by the Q or R, they know that they're gonna get hit by the Teemo's auto attack afterward, right? So what's gonna happen? Their counterplay is gonna happen right afterward. So in a challenger tier, that's what I can see. But in a bronze tier, probably that's not gonna happen. I really wish that Riot, uses like a kind of good players to test this stuff out instead of using a bronze players to test this out. Yeah. Blinding dart. Q, they nerfed the damage of the Q because that they buffed their the poison debuff stuff on their passive, and it's really bad because there are some matches that you have to max the Q against, like a Rise match or Pantheon match. The reason why we have to max the Q against these guys is that you cannot land your auto attack. Pantheon is gonna block the auto attack from the Teemo, and Rise is gonna just not even let the Teemo to auto attack because his snare range is 600. My blind dart is 680, so I can hit the blind dart, but my auto attack range is 500. So he snares the Teemo and then EQ and backs off with his shield put plus the movement speed. The only damage that I can put in is the Q, so I max my Q against it. So if the Q damage gets nerfed, also they increase the mana cost of it and stuff like that. And then AP ratio gets decreased, like just Q damage just gets hella nerfed. And then this match is gonna be impossible to solve out. No matter what, this is impossible to solve it out. Yeah. Now the W move quick, they did not change anything about it. And to be honest, in my feeling, this is the only skill that Riot should really work on to change it or buff it. Yeah. Because if you compare this skill to any other champions out there, this is the worst. Like the passively, it's good. Passively, it's nice. But the activation is just really crappy. 17 seconds cooldown, which is less of move speed than almost any other champions. Like Jace gets more move speed through his E gate, which gives him ally move speed, himself move speed, plus the he gets amplified the Q damage with that. But he gets like 10 seconds cooldown on that. Teemo is 17 seconds all the time, and then less of move speed. I don't understand this. Yeah. Guerrilla Warfare, I really don't think this should have happened. It's not cool. It's basically copy paste from the Twitch's Q. It feels like it's just kind of like a worse version of the Twitch, opposite of the Aatrox from the Riven. I still don't like how the Aatrox has been changed that way. Kind of really disagree with the Riot's these thinking of copying pasting their own champion. But I find it where the League of Legends fun was that every other champions are different to each other. Like this champion does stuff different than this champion. But nowadays I see a lot of champions are kind of sharing their skills to each other. Like, hey, you get to have mobility, crowd control, damage, and burst, and you know, wave clear plus a shield and like everything. And now everyone gets to have that too. It's basically like this. They're just trying to make a Teemo as a magic damage dealer of the Twitch. Why? Why do they have to do it this way? Is it really the only way to make a Teemo to be better? I don't think so. And then this way, this is basically forcing a Teemo to be jungler. Yeah. If you have played it out, you will kind of see it. I played a lot, and I feel like Teemo is a jungler with this. It's a complete jungler. Kind of like a Twitch jungle. They copy the idea of the Twitch jungle into Teemo jungle. Really not liking it. Yeah. Noxious Trap. R. Cons and pros. Base damage decreased. Really bad. Yeah. Teemo's ultimate is already dealing less damage than most of the other champions' base damages, like Annie's Q, Orianna's Q, or Cho'Gath Q already does more damage than Teemo's trap. Yet they're gonna nerf the more damage of it. It's because that once again, if the champion gets hit by the ultimate, then Teemo's auto attack will deal more damage to it. But that's really not good. Not good. Yeah. If you played it out, you will see that it's really not good. Pros is that now this is what should happen, and I like it. I like the ideas of it. Mushroom's ammo count gets increased 3, 4, 5 based on the level of the ultimate, level 1, 2, 3. Scuttle is immune from the shroom, so Scuttle does not activate the shroom unless if you auto tag or Q onto the Scuttle as a Teemo, then shroom can pop. Bounce forever. What this means is that if there's 2 traps or 3 traps in front of Teemo, and the trap gets bounced forever until it doesn't get hit by another trap, and this is really good. It's gonna help out the like dragon fights or baron fights and stuff. And in conclusion, the entire change of the Teemo is gonna make Teemo to be really boring to play. Why is it boring to play? People are gonna find that there's only one way to max the skill: Q max, E max, and then W max. That's the only way, the best way. If you go any other different, that's always gonna be worse. And there's only one way of build, which is like just full AP burst damage. Because they made the Teemo to be assassin Twitch. The Twitch basically does an AP damage to it. That's what it is. So one dominant build, one dominant playstyle is gonna be there, just like almost every other rework that Riot has done. I don't like it. Yeah. And what I like about the Teemo is the diversity of the Teemo, like different builds, even players to player each other. You get to find me building different than any other Teemo players. Or like matchups, you get to max the Q sometimes, you get to max the E sometimes, you get to do a Q and E, or some mix on W on second level. Depending on matchups, building it differently, leveling up the skills differently. I find that that's where really fun of the League of Legends is. Instead of like trying to fit in the best way of one build on Teemo, one build of champion, like everyone does one same thing. I just don't like it. Yeah, I just don't like it. They're just giving one answer to each of the champions. I just don't like it. Yeah, there should be multiple answers given to it, possible to it, and that's where I get the funds of the League of Legends. Overall, I think the Riot should do just buff the Teemo's pros that they spin up. For example, like mana regen stuff, you know, mana regen buff, and shroom count, scuttle immunity, and bounce forever. Just those 4. They should just apply those and don't change anything. And additionally, if possible, they should buff the move quick. A shorter cooldown or a little bit more move speed through the activation. I think that's the most simplified buff that they can provide to Teemo. And just let us try it. And then if it's bad, then they can start reworking about the Teemo. I don't even know why they thought about this without buffing the Teemo. Right? I just don't get it. Or I just recommend just don't even touch the Teemo. I have already hit the 3 accounts to Challenger by just playing a Teemo. Recently I had posted it up, right? Come on, like, you don't have to do this. Teemo is already fun to play. Please don't ruin the Teemo. Thank you, Riot. Thank you, guys. So this is my opinion about the Teemo rework. I really hope that this does not happen. Yep. Oh, by the way, I've already played a lot on a PvE for some of you guys who's wondering about it, but I just haven't posted it though. Alright. Thank you guys. Bye bye.